Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about my call to action project. And I have done my call to action project for social work class on workforce barriers. So we need to look at, first of all, what are exactly workforce barriers? Well, workforce barriers are the barriers that are created once people have a criminal background and they have a hard time seeking employment afterwards. And this can go from just not only the criminal background, but they can also lack the knowledge and skills needed to enter the workforce. And this is more geared towards young adolescents, even though it can be by anyone who has a criminal background. And it's also important to look at why are workforce barriers important to social work. Well, if one can break a workforce barrier, this can lead to financial growth of the individual, and then after a while it can help the community that they live in. Because I've worked at the Fox's Boxes, which I will go into discussion, and they help people with the north side of Wilmington, which is a community scene with high poverty and high criminal activity. And if these people can get workforce barriers broken and get into the workforce and stay out of crime activity, then that can lead to financial growth around them. And also, as I've said, you can reduce the influence of future crime, because if people have jobs, they might not seek criminal activity in order to gain money. There's several ways you can look at workforce barriers, but they're pretty self-explanatory. So you can look at it from a injustice point of view, as workforce barriers are social injustice and make people struggle with finding employment and staying out of poverty, and even other things in life like struggle with housing, transportation, and things of that nature. But you can also see it as just like someone who might not recognize it and just see someone who might be homeless and say, oh wow, they're homeless, but you don't know that there's actually workforce barriers that they have not overcome yet. So we're going to go into further detail on the issue of workforce barriers. Why are workforce barriers social/economic injustices? Well, first of all, workforce barriers promote poverty, as well as promotes criminal activity, and can create more poor communities with increased crime. So we've already kind of went over those in the before slides, but it promotes poverty as people can't really find employment, so they don't really get much money, if any at all. And it promotes any criminal activity, because if they can't find a job, they might turn to the criminal activity to make money. And this poverty can grow into the communities and lead to increased crime in the communities as well. And Christopher Eugen talks about the relationship between work and recidivism. He claims that offenders who are provided even marginal employment opportunities are less likely to reoffend than those not provided such opportunities. So basically, this just goes to show that even when people who seek opportunities for employment stay out of trouble, basically. So it's also important to look at what social workers can do for their clients. So they can improve the skills needed for work, which is what the Fox's Boxes does, and I will go into more detail. And they also social workers can refer clients to additional programs for other needs. These needs can be support, health, transportation, housing, things of that nature, as well as work, and they can work with the clients with very minimal criminal backgrounds to prevent future crime from arising. So this is seen as kind of a method of nipping it in the bud to prevent growth of criminal activity and poverty for somebody. So when it comes to social work response and the intervention levels, social workers are working to reduce workforce barriers, and of course they're addressing these skills such as the Fox's Boxes, and they're also making connections with places of employment who will accept these interns or externs that come into these programs to learn these skills and can find a job that best suits them. And that's what the Fox's Boxes does. They not only do they teach these externs the skills they need, but they also help them find other programs if needed to help them with things such as housing, education, transportation, anything. If they have a problem with life such as that, then they can address that within the Foxes Boxes program. And that's mainly what my volunteer internship job was. This past semester, I worked with the Foxes Boxes, and I helped their externs find programs to meet their additional needs. And many of these activities and support for these clients and externs are more of a micro and a meso level. This is so because they help the individuals, which is seen as the micro level intervention, as well as they involve the community, because the community is an important aspect of any individual. And not only will the community be able to help these individuals, but helping the individual can also help the community, such as our example with reducing poverty and reducing the crime rate of communities. So here is a picture of the Foxes Boxes. As you can see, one thing I like to note is all the flyers out front. And these majority, if not all of these flyers, are for events and things of that nature put on by programs and organizations to help people with life needs. And as you can see, you see the one in the corner that says "Stop the Violence" and things of that nature. And the Foxes Boxes connects with other organizations to help not only their own clients, but to help anybody who needs help. And that's one of the glorious things I like about the Foxes Boxes. So there are actually several things that you can do to help. So you can just literally promote the local organizations such as the Foxes Boxes. Just going in there and eating helps profit not only the restaurant but also the program itself. And you can help, you can actually see these externs working in the restaurant and see how they're gaining the skills that they need to be in the workforce. And it's a pretty good sight to see. I've been working there, and I see it firsthand all the time, and it's a good feeling. Another way is to get involved with the communities that are affected the most, and this can be just by participating in fundraisers, even like being a volunteer at organizations that promote fundraisers or promote helping the communities, especially the north side of downtown Wilmington, which has the high poverty and crime rate. You can help with that as well. And then one of the big things you can do is volunteer with organizations that help with workforce barriers. And that's kind of what I did. Actually, I did that at the Foxes Boxes, as I've claimed, and it's just been a heck of an experience. You can go in, and I'm not sure if they do outside volunteering, but I'm sure that they can help you find an organization that you can volunteer with. And the Foxes Boxes is a good place to start with if you want to help in any way, because the Foxes Boxes always has something that, or knows someone or something that needs help, or that will be able to help you help others. And plus, the Foxes Boxes food is like A1. It is great, so I definitely recommend going there. It's near downtown Wilmington. But I thank you for coming into my call to action project, and I hope you learned a good amount about workforce barriers, and I look forward to looking at the other videos. Thank you.